Podcasts are everywhere these days, and it is very easy to believe in things that people say in them because they sound smart, intelligent, confident, and they talk about things that I don't know for sure, so I believe in them and I trust them. But recently, whenever I'm listening to these podcasts, I feel that the things that are being said in these podcasts are maybe not true, or even if they are true, they are slightly misguided. But again, it is difficult because most of them who appear on popular podcasts are really confident in how they talk. So this video will be about what I explored and how it is helping me to judge a piece of information coming from a guest or a podcaster. And for that, first, I think we need to start with what we believe. And I think the only thing that we should believe is a fact. What is a fact though? A fact is something that has been proven with irrefutable or undeniable evidence and that cannot be unproven without a new piece of evidence that is again gone through the scrutiny of the most tightest criticism, and then you refute a fact. For example, humans need water to survive is a fact. No one can deny it, as this fact is backed by impeccable evidence that is very hard to go against. And I think a fact should be such a good fact and backed by such good evidence that anyone who is trying to deny that should have the possibility to embarrass themselves in front of everybody. So that's how strong evidence should be for a fact. Moving on to good information coming in the form of an opinion. The opinion is not a fact, obviously. It can be good, it can be bad, but it's so subjective, it's opinion. And I think we should take it as it is. For example, the opinion on the fact that we need water could be you should drink water every day. That could be a very genuinely good opinion. The next keyword is interpretation. Interpretation of a fact. To interpret something is to explain a thing to someone in your own words. And again, interpretations can be bad, can be good, can be genuine, can be misled, can be very stupid. If you don't drink water for a long time, maybe for days, your survival chances can reduce, is an interpretation of the fact. Next comes speculation. We are now entering into a territory of bad information. So speculation is nothing but forming a theory without evidence. So an example of speculation could be, if water is so important for survival, I think maybe we can survive on water without eating. And then comes the most evil of it all, persuasion. And again, persuasion, you can argue that it's not a bad thing or a good thing, but it's just a technique that we can identify a person doing on a podcast. Persuasion simply means convincing someone of something. Now that something could be a fact, that something could be your opinion, that something could be your speculation or interpretation. So a person who is determined to persuade me of their opinion or their speculation, whatever, they would say, if water is so essential for life, all I'm saying is you can survive only on water, or you can survive over water. Well, if someone says that to me, I would be, you're kind of right, but like it's not just what, but wait, I'm gonna get confused, right? So that's the power of persuasion. Okay, so now the basics are out of the way. Let's see if all of this can be applied to real world. For this, I'm going to take clips from the most watched podcast episode in India. It's been viewed 29 million times, and it involves Raj Shamani interviewing Vijay Mallya. Clip 1.
You're highly talked about. I also feel that there are so many things which people have just heard and started building their own narrative about you.
So here Raj Shamani is speculating. He may know someone who has just heard something and then built narratives around Vijay Mallya, but it's just wrong to generalize and say, I feel a lot of people have done that. Well, maybe in his life, but there is no evidence for that, and perhaps you may not get an evidence for this statement at all because this is just a big generalized statement. So I'll put this clip in the speculation column. Alright, let's go to clip 2.
For the last 9 years, I have been the subject of a vicious, relentless trial by media in India.
This statement by Vijay Mallya is pure persuasion because he's trying to use words like vicious and trial to get us to think that the media is completely defaming him. Again, what he's saying might be true in his own head because the media has talked about him and the media has called him names, but we cannot really see him as a victim of this unless he presents like a very true fact about it. So yeah, I'll put this in the persuasion column. But there is a key difference between the previous clip and this clip. In the previous clip, Raj Shamani started out by saying, I feel. So he's at least leaving some room for saying, I might be wrong. But in this clip, Vijay Mallya never says, I feel. He's already convinced that this happens. And he's trying to present it as a fact.
And I can't help but recalling that when President Trump was inaugurated, in the first press briefing by the White House press secretary, she said that a few seats were now going to be reserved for the very first time for people who represented new media or social media.
Yeah, so this statement can be taken as a fact, even though he is putting in his own words. I think that it is factual enough to say that yes, the US media is now allowing the new media guys to come in the White House press, including podcasters and TikTok creators. So let's put this in the fact column.
Until you told me and explained it to me in a manner that I got quite excited about, because here is my opportunity to not only answer your questions, but to say things that I truly feel would never ever have been truthfully reported by the legacy media, particularly in India.
This one can go in the opinion column because I think that that's his genuine opinion based on his own experiences, and he's not trying to persuade anyone to believe that. He's not trying to speculate that this is happening. It's his opinion, and he also, there's a key difference now, and we go back to the clip where he didn't use this phrase, and that's I feel truly. So he's again leaving room for saying this is what I feel, and that's very important when you're trying to pass something as an opinion or as a speculation or as a fact. So yeah, let's move on to the next one.
Is also because it is only very recently that finally the government of India, Ministry of Finance, has published a report, their annual report, in which they have acknowledged 14,100 crores recovered from me. Of course, this was following the finance minister's statement in Parliament.
Lastly, this is a great example of interpretation. If you go and see the actual fact, and this is something that I read in Money Control, and I'll just read it. Basically, the fact is that Union Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman on Tuesday informed the Lok Sabha that rupees 14,131.6 crore have been returned to various public sector banks from the sale of assets belonging to fugitive Vijay Mallya. So he interprets this fact as money recovered from me. So is it wrong? It's not wrong because it is money recovered from him, but the way he interprets this fact makes us think that he has returned the money other than his assets being sold off. So again, and this is my interpretation of watching this clip, and that's it. We are done. This was my attempt to share what I explored and what I will be doing in the next couple of videos that I see. I'm going to see who is passing something as an opinion, who is passing something as a fact, and I hope that this helped you as well, and I hope that maybe you can use it the next time you watch a podcast. In no way, shape or form I am trying to pass on Vijay Mallya as something that I feel. I have a lot of opinions about him, but I am not giving that. In no way, shape or form I'm trying to say something about Raj Shamani because I have a lot of opinions about him, but I am not doing that. I am just trying to create a framework that I can use because I feel that a lot of podcasts these days interview people who are very confident, who are very true in their own mind. I don't believe that maybe they are trying to spread misinformation deliberately, but I think it's important that we become literate enough, if that makes sense, to analyze what they're saying and then form our own opinions about them or the concept that they are talking about. If you like this video, do subscribe and wait for more, and I will see you until next time.